preseason games, starting with Clippers-Lakers. And if you notice, we get to see Clippers and the Lakers twice in the preseason, once on December 11th and once on December 13th. Of course, we don't know which superstars will be playing how many minutes, but the Mavericks and the Bucks also extremely exciting. That way we can look at some pretty must-watch TV when it comes to the one-on-one matchups you're looking at on this schedule. I mean, if you want to just talk about the fact that December 12th, the Mavericks and the Bucks are playing, and that's Giannis versus Luka, that is must-see TV. Giannis flying up and down the court, dunking the basketball, shooting threes like we saw him improve at last season, and Luka, who just apparently has absolutely no ceiling when it comes to his game. He was so incredible to watch last season. When you talk to his teammates, all they tell you is he's unselfish, yet you watch him play and you think, this guy could be a one-man show in and of itself. His ball handling just improved as the season went on, and he was just so awesome with his court vision, wise beyond his years, and somebody that I can't wait to watch this season, no doubt about that. So when you look at some of the rookies and who you think will make the biggest impact this upcoming NBA season, and you start thinking about who will be the best fit and where, it's hard not to go with James Wiseman. The Golden State Warriors selected the University of Memphis center with the 2nd overall pick in this year's draft, and people are getting very, very excited to watch him play. But Steve Kerr, the head coach of the Warriors, by the way, says, don't get too excited. He's still a rookie and has a lot of room to grow within our system. Let's listen to Steve Kerr and his thoughts on Wiseman.
When he's on the court with those guys, he's got to learn the spacing. He's got to learn to get to that dunker spot and be on the backside of and understand his role in those circumstances. And then at the other end of the floor, Draymond is going to be anchoring the defense, and he's got to be Draymond's partner ultimately. Looney learned over his first couple of years, he learned the ropes at the 5. Looney is going to be so much more advanced than James will be defensively. So James has a lot to catch up on. But James's potential athletically is so dramatic that I imagine he'll have a chance to step in and help us because he's so athletic and dynamic. But there's a ton to learn, and he doesn't have the value of a summer league and a whole summer of workouts. So a lot to catch up on in every respect. So we just got to do our best, and I'm excited for James, but also want to preach caution for everybody not to expect too much too soon, because we're just throwing him right into the fire. And he played 3 college games, so he's got a lot of things to learn.
Hey, listen, when Steve Kerr talks, you listen. And if you're James Wiseman, you should just be grateful to be joining such an incredible organization that can teach you so much. Well, after a 15-year career, Andrew Bogut is calling it quits. Coming up after the break, an Australian big man calls it a career. And the number 1 overall pick in the 2004 draft, Andrew Bogut, has announced he is retiring from professional basketball. Bogut was taken number 1 overall in the 2005 draft out of Utah. He averaged 20 points and 12 rebounds, shooting 62% from the field before having his number 4 jersey retired. Just a few memories from his awesome career, and we are going to miss watching him play basketball. Of course, the Golden State Warriors giving him lots of love, lots of credit for the incredible career that he had. Just awesome. Also, Under Armour launching a separate brand with its top athlete, Steph Curry. The company announced Monday the beginning of Curry brand. So the looks from the new brand, they'll be unveiled December 11th ahead of holiday shopping season. Perfect timing. Curry, who's been with Under Armour since 2013 and sported his own shoe, will now be the face of the brand. And also Miami released their City Edition jerseys. The colors are pretty cool. And between the Clippers jerseys and these, we're in for a pretty good looking basketball season. So
we linked up with the city's finest to share their side of LA culture, the grit, toughness, and perseverance. And when we finally had it in our hands, we showed PG. Liked them so much that he said,
I gotta show Quad. I mean, it's all right. I'm just
this jersey for all the doers in our city, striving to be great. The makers, creators, and those who will leave their mark on LA. From your side to my side, it's West Side and all that.
I love the jerseys, kind of have like a Darth Vader-ish look. That's how people are describing them. Also, by the way, the Clippers collaborated with the designer for the Make Your Mark campaign. So they're having monthly events during the regular season where the Clippers are going to host digital workshops for high school students. So Inner City Arts, the Los Angeles Unified School District are some of the people involved. Really cool stuff around the jerseys. But the big question is, after we watch the Lakers win the offseason and make moves left and right, after the Clippers blew a 3-1 series lead against the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference semifinals, what did they do and what are they going to continue to do to try to move the needle? They lost six-man award winner Montrezl Harrell. We talked about that earlier. Then they added Serge Ibaka. What does that move exchange do for you, Brendan?
Well, listen, when you first look at it at face value, you say, well, they lost Montrezl Harrell, they replaced him with Serge Ibaka. You think, well, that's a net negative for the Clippers. But in actuality, it's not. Serge Ibaka is somebody that has a previous relationship with Kawhi Leonard. The relationship Montrezl Harrell was partially a problem.
Looks like we lost Brendan's audio as we try to get him back and connected. I think, one of the things that's really great is the fact that Coach Ty Lue really knows that talent won't take you to a championship alone. And now that we have Brendan back, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how significant having a head coach like Ty Lue can be. He was with the program before, so he's seen what it takes, but also being with LeBron in Cleveland, not having a ton of elite athletes, but knowing what it takes to use the talent you do have and make a championship team and make a championship run. Okay, we lost you again. We'll keep on working on getting Brendan back because we love Brendan. We miss Brendan. Meanwhile, concerning the Clippers, we do have some news that just came in before we started the show. Reggie Jackson signing a one-year deal. He played just 21 minutes in 17 appearances leading into the postseason last year. Those minutes dropped to 14 minutes per game in the 12 playoff games he played. But he can push the pace. He's a solid offensive point guard. His per 36 minutes are pretty solid the last two seasons, 18 points per game and 6 assists while also shooting threes. He can be, a guy that can give some really great minutes to players that need breathers. We know that health was a little bit of an issue for the Clippers, just in terms of having to rest certain players throughout the season. Now with the even shorter offseason, that could be a really big concern. So we'll have to keep our eye on how the shortened offseason affects this Clippers team. No doubt about that.
Make sure you get all his hair in the shot.
I know, that's a lot of hair. I like it.
Oh.
Ready when you are.
I'm ready. My hair's not ready.
Hey, Doc. Nice to see you again.
Well, I don't see you, Tim, which is no fair, but
It's probably better that way for both of us.
I don't know where you're making these stories up that me and James talked about. Any of this at a workout, like I don't know where that came from. And James is a friend of mine, but I let the front office handle all of that stuff.
Bothers me a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it bothers me a lot. I really don't understand why I wasn't on it, but it's motivation for next season. Just gotta, it's good to have an extra chip on my shoulder. Just prove myself even more.
It's just a different energy that they're showing their faces in here. I see them every morning. I get here around 8 o'clock and they're already in the gym. They're on the court with you. They're talking to you about not just basketball, personal life things. What things do you like around here? What don't you like? They want you to be up front. They're willing to change and hear players' opinions. So I think that's something that's been different in the past.
Stan's an old school dude. Old school guy, and I just like that, man. So I feel like I can learn a lot from him. Hence the extensionis. Sounds like a Harry Potter spell, man.
Will LaMelo Ball be the best fit rookie sensation this upcoming season? Ball don't lie.